And so today, we have the snake lady on.
I know.
And a lot of people are scared of snakes, so I'm going around finding out other things that people are afraid of.
What am I afraid of? I'm not snakes. He is.
So it's a perfect show for you.
Taxidermy. That is the one thing I'm afraid of. Oddly enough. It's an embarrassing trait of mine. I hate it every single day, but it's just something I have to live with for the rest of my life. So.
I got a fear of cameras in my face.
Oh, well then, you should probably say, roll the open.
Roll the open. Roll the open.
Here we go. Have a seat. Save your energy. We have an hour.
I said if I was going to do TV, because I was never not going to be myself.
We're all the people who are a little bit different.
You're sitting next to one on the couch. So let's just say that.
Be yourself, but not too much of yourself.
Now, here's Jason.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Look at that. Welcome to the show. Welcome to that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thank you. Well, I always love it when we have someone that doesn't want to be on TV. So, yeah, we'll put her on time and time again today. I'm just joking. Hey, everybody, welcome to the old show. I'm Jace. Let us start with this. A really, really, really big mistake involving a giveaway in Canada. Listen to this. The coffee chain, have you guys heard of Tim Hortons? Yeah, Tim Hortons ran a contest giving people the chance to win a $40,000 fishing boat. Well, one guy got an email last week telling him he won the boat. So he was thrilled until his friend called telling him, hey, I won a boat. It turns out Tim Hortons told everyone who entered they won a boat. You get a boat, and you get a boat. Several thousand people won the boat. Well, in a follow-up email, Mr. Horton told people to disregard that whole boat thing. And now, as you can imagine, say the word with me, sue. They're suing. They're suing Mr. Horton, yeah. Oh, well, let me just, let me guarantee something to this audience. None of you are leaving with a boat. I promise you, yeah. Let's get started, everybody. Let's get started. Nobody is getting a boat. Audience, filling in for Kendall today. Give it up for Aaron Schwab, everybody.
Hi.
Let me just tell you. You look beautiful today. You look beautiful. Now,
Thank you so much.
I shouldn't use the word today. You always look beautiful, but did your phone just go off?
Yeah, it did. Oh, boy.
Remember that compliment I gave you about 30 seconds ago? You know better, you goober. Who is it?
Did you
Who
see
is
me
it? Is it
literally
Sophie?
the last 20
I
minutes?
know. You've been running around.
Oh, was it Sophie?
Was
Want
it
me to tell
Sophie?
you
You
who
better
it was?
check if it's your daughter.
Oh, it's my friend Emily. She said, you look great. Kill it and have fun.
Oh, hi, Emily. Hi, Emily. Hi. My goodness. God, I love you. How you doing?
She's been with me at Tech. We're teching a high school show right now. So we were at a high school yesterday from 1 o'clock until 9 o'clock at night. And then actually we stayed and had a production meeting after that. So I didn't get home until 10:45 or something like that, and then had to be at home doing some other stuff on the computer for it. Now I'm here, but that's why she's like, I sent her a picture of myself after I got out of the shower when Jeff called, and it's not good, you guys. It's not good. I had to put all the please let everything go back to where it should be face, because I looked like this.
Yeah. Because Kendall's a little under the weather, and so she called in sick. Yeah. Aaron was nice enough to do it. Aaron's very busy. You're helping educate America's future.
I'm changing lives.
You're changing lives. You're doing your own theatrical stuff. You're singing. Yeah. You have your dancing gig.
But I love to be here with you.
I love
this
having
table.
you here. Yeah. Well. Let's take a look. Now, I know people have been asking, and I promise I don't want this to become the puppy show. But people have been asking, like, people have been so nice. I was walking out of Target, and a random woman goes, "Congrats on the puppy. I'm happy for you." And it's just, nice. It's very sweet, because people know at this age, I ain't having a kid. So this is my kid. So I want to update you on the puppy. Here he is. He's at there. Yeah.
Squish.
There's little Milo sleeping. We took Milo. You know, right now, Milo is at my mom's house, or as I call it, Dar's house of potty training.
Yeah.
My mom, and there he is sleeping. Yeah. Long legs. I think he's going to be bigger than my beloved Dexter, but yeah, he's at Dar's house of potty training. We were going to pick him up yesterday, but we decided to extend. My mother did not like that idea, so yeah.
Do you think you're going to get the dog back?
I'm not sure I'm going to get the dog back. I'm wondering if I'm going to get the dog back. Colin is wondering if I'm going to get the dog back. We took him out on Saturday to meet the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, sister-in-law, Tammy. I'm not kidding. I get in the car, and my mom goes, "This is not a joke." My mom goes, "Now, what time are you going to have him back?" I'm like, "It's a curfew. It's my dog, mother." It's like, it's like asking the teenage daughter out for a date. "What time are you going to have my daughter home?" I'm like, "I'll get him home in the early afternoon." She goes, "I guess that works."
I like that.
She runs a tight ship, that Dar, let me tell you. I love her. I'm so appreciative. Let's get started, everybody. Time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Let's do this. Okay, let's get going. Oh, where's my little, there it is. There's my clicker. Let's get started. Time for today's dish. It's the moment music fans have been waiting for decades. Over the weekend, the 5 Spice Girls, cumin, paprika, I'm just joking, reunited to celebrate Victoria Beckham's 50th birthday, and her hubby David caught something rather special on tape. Watch this. That's right. They still know the moves. That's all 5 singing and dancing to their hit Stop from 1998. Rumors of a Spice Girls reunion and tour have been swirling around for months. I think it's going to happen because, well, there's a hashtag that was shared. It was like, "Oh, I think they're going to sell tickets." Well, after sharing the video, Beckham posted, look at this photo of Posh and their 4 children celebrating the birthday. That's a really unattractive family. That is just right, Aaron?
Sad to look at.
I feel bad for them.
I feel sad in my heart sometimes.
I do. They're just horrible to look at.
But also, if you watch that documentary, they're also so fun.
Thank you for saying that, right?
It's just, if you watch the documentary about him.
Watch it, everybody,
his family and how he cares for his family, how they both care for their family and about their family. You can tell it reciprocated back at them through their children as well, and it's just awesome. It's great.
I kind of feel about a reunion the way that I felt about Kim Cattrall coming back to Sex and the City for 1 episode. And hang with me here. Patricia Fields, longtime costume designer for Sex and the City, is actually best friends with Kim Cattrall. Oh. And we all know the Kim Cattrall, Sarah Jessica Parker thing. HBO approached Kim, and Patricia looked at Kim and said, "Do it. It'll make people happy. Just do it. It'll make people happy." I was looking at comments. This is just a goofy thing that makes people happy. Seeing those 5 women back together.
It makes me so happy.
I have Spice World on Laserdisc.
I love the Spice Girls.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Which Spice Girl are you?
Oh.
How do you identify? Which Spice Girl do you identify with?
I'm Ginger.
I'm also Ginger.
Are you? Yeah.
I'm for sure not Posh.
No. Oh, God,
sporty.
no. Oh, we're not. I'm not sporty. We're not posh.
Baby.
We're scary sometimes.
I'm a little scary.
Yeah.
I could ride the line between scary and Ginger.
perfectly.
For sure.
Next up, another blast from the past. Kevin Bacon returned to the place where he filmed the movie Footloose this weekend. Look at this. The visit comes after a fan campaign. The students did this, everybody, to get him to Payson High School in Utah before it gets demolished this summer. Kevin turned the trip into a charity event, teaming up with the community to assemble resource kits that will be distributed to people in need throughout the good state of Utah. He also talked about the lasting impact 40 years later of Footloose. Listen to this.
You know, standing up to authority sometimes, and to being forgiving of people who are not exactly the same as you, and for standing up for your own freedoms and your right to express yourself.
Absolutely.
It.
I mean,
yeah.
Right? You know what I'm going to say? The music is great, the movie's great, but it does have a message that just kind of seeps into you.
Well, and also you can, if there is a cause that everyone can get behind, all of a sudden all of the kids who are in their own little special pockets of whatever, what this did for this high school was it took every kid, every group, every person and gave them one common goal.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, let's do it. Let's all come together and do it for this last time, for this last thing. And I think it's so cool. I love it. I love, people underestimate how awesome kids that age can be.
Absolutely. And you
when they are given agency to do something good, they will do it. And it's awesome.
They will go to a barn and transform it into a prom venue.
They will.
That's right. Yeah.
They will.
Yeah. This year, by the way, this year marks 40 years since the release of Footloose. Let's take that in while we take a break. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everybody. Woo! Welcome back. Well, welcome back, everybody. Heading to the Hall of Fame. That's right. The 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees were announced on American Idol, of all places, on Sunday night. And let's be honest, we'll list off the other ones. There's really only one that we care about on this show, this one.
Do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough now.
Yes. Hearing her sing is like the mothership calling us home. That's right. Cher will finally take her place in music history. Get this. Get this. Cher has been eligible for 34 years before finally getting into the Hall of Fame. And this is a stat that you should know, and she should have been in there a long time ago. Anyway, she's the first artist to hit #1 on a Billboard chart in 7 different decades.
Oh my God.
7 different decades.
That's insane.
Just think about. We can say that it's a stat, and you'll go about your day, you'll go to Aldi, but just think about that for a second.
Do you know what it makes me say?
What?
Oh.
That was good. That was a good Cher.
Thank you.
Yeah. Other artists earning a spot. See, I told you it wouldn't just be about Cher. Other artists, Mary J. Blige. Come on.
Yes.
Mary J. Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes.
Absolutely.
He wasn't in it?
Ozzy, that's another shame, too. His band was.
Black Sabbath was.
Yes.
Okay.
Dave Matthews Band.
Oh.
Foreigner and Kool in the Gang.
Kool in the Gang?
Kool in the Gang, yeah.
Yes.
I'm not a big Dave Matthews Band fan. That's all right, I know. I'm getting ready to not make fans about that comment, and
That's
something
okay.
I'm getting ready to say in a little bit. But
That's
anyway,
kind of earthy for you.
it's a little earthy.
It's a little earthy.
It is, yeah.
Right?
I'm a little more ethereal gay. Yeah. And by the way, Mariah Carey missed out on her first nomination. You're fine, Mimi. Cher waited 34 years. You can wait a couple more. Yeah, you know, I mean.
That's
Mimi,
insane.
What, 34?
34 years and a #1 hit in 7 decades, every decade. That's insane.
It's hard for an artist to be relevant for 1 decade, let alone stay relevant for 7 decades.
If you look at the people who have been, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, if you go through a list of who you think has been relevant for that long.
Yeah.
Also, it says something about them as humans, I think.
It does.
Yeah.
Again, I said at the end of the world, it'll just be cockroaches, a couple pieces of cement, and Cher. That'll be yeah, that'll be it at the end of the world. That'll be it. Yeah. Yeah.
She's been fully
cement. Yeah.
She's been fully replaced anyway.
Totally, yeah. More Dish now. Just days after dropping her latest album, Taylor Swift is already setting new records. Listen. Okay, her first release from the album, Fortnite, is the most streamed song on a single day. So there's record #1. The entire album is the most streamed album ever on one day. That bad boy racked up 300 million streams just on Friday alone. The physical album sold 1.6 copies on a single day, with 600,000 of those being from Bjorn. I'm just joking. Coming from different versions of the vinyl. Okay, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut on that one. While most reviews were positive, there were a few negative reviews of the album. Paste Magazine gave it only a 3.6, saying that Swift strikes out. But get this. Now, this is what I think even the Swifties will agree. We have gotten cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over this. Because of how rabid the fan base is, the site didn't even reveal who wrote the article, because it comes after the person who reviewed Lover back in 2019 received threats of violence who disagreed with the review. We need a grip. I love Disney and the show Dallas more than some members of my family, but not you, Mom. I love you, but I don't care if people criticize it. I have a lot I would criticize Disney for. I don't get that. I love when people love something big, but you should have some bandwidth to allow some criticism of Taylor. It's all right to not like everything she does.
Yeah, 2 things. First of all, that's not on brand for Taylor Swift, just so you know. Like, she is supposed to be about kindness and acceptance and all of these things. So, like, because somebody else wasn't nice to her, you're threatening a human's life. It's not really on brand, everybody, just so you know.
Yeah.
That's not really what we're doing. And also, what is Paste Magazine, and who cares? I don't know what that magazine is.
I don't know.
Is it like Rolling Stone or People,
actually, when Jeff wrote it, I thought it was Pasties. I thought it was like.
So that's a whole different review.
It's a different review, yeah. Because I'm just going to be honest, and I may lose 3-4 members of our studio audience here, but I'm going to balls and strikes. I'm just saying, I didn't love the second album. I didn't. The first one was okay, but I thought it all kind of sounded the same to me. And I love her. I'm not coming from you know me. I have several Taylor Swift songs on various playlists, but I'm going to be real. I didn't love it. I wanted to capital L love it. I didn't. I listened to the bass, short of 2 songs. I listened to the whole thing over the weekend.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's like 104 songs or something.
I don't even spend, I spent more time with Taylor Swift than I do Colin. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I haven't listened
Don't worry, Colin's fine, everybody. Yeah.
I know 4 Taylor Swift songs. That's where we're at. I don't not like her. That's just not where my heart is. And so, much like the Dave Matthews Band for you.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
It's all right to not like something. Yeah.
And so, Pasties Magazine.
There we go. We love you. Yeah, Pasties. Can the show get in Pasty Magazine? Yeah. Next up, big news for fans of a cult movie from the 90s. Mitzi, Felicia, and Bernadette are hitting the road again. So, there's like 20% of our audience that's smiling real big. 80% have no idea what I'm talking about. What movie am I talking about? This movie. That is a scene from the Academy Award-winning The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert from 1994. Yes. The movie, I love this scene. Anyway, the movie is about 3 drag queens traveling across Australia, became an unexpected hit in the early 90s, like I said, going on to win an Oscar for costume design. Now, listen to this. This was the unexpected treat of the weekend. All 3 stars, as well as the director of the original, are coming back for a sequel. No word on when filming will begin. Terrence Stamp will be back. Everybody. Oh. Everybody will be back.
I loved this movie so much. I mean, we watched it over and over and over and over and over again. I don't know. That was like the gayest video ever checked out in Mankato, I'm pretty sure. Just like on a constant.
Yeah. Mankato, Minnesota, everybody, if you're watching. Yeah. Oh, well.
I worked at a video store.
I know.
And we were just like, thank you. And we just took it and never brought it back.
Yep.
It was that and The Boy in the Bubble. We just couldn't stop. It was. Yeah. Why did they turn that into a musical? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. You can always tell. My friend Angela worked at Uncle Lair's video store, and when I'm like, I wonder if he's, and I would be like, oh, he rented American Anthem with Mitch Gaylord. Yep, he sure is. Mermaids you rented, I see. Great, yeah. No, that movie means a lot. Really quick, that movie means a lot to me because I came out, I'm from a small town in Indiana. I didn't come out in high school. I didn't even come out I came out after college. It was hard for me. That movie helped me open the door, helped me open the closet, and it was the first, when I think of that movie, it's really a celebratory time in my life because it was the first time I was really myself, and I watched that with, I talk about my high school 5. I watched it with one of the 5, Sheila, and it means a great deal to me. I could recite it. I've seen it so many times. Yeah.
There was like a series of those films that all came out sort of in that time period.
Wong Fu.
Yeah, Chu Wong Fu, beautiful.
Jeffrey.
But also like Torch Song Trilogy and Jeffrey, and like all of these movies where all of a sudden my friends that I was in college with, we could sit and watch a movie with their experiences in it. It was really great.
It was really nice. Sticking with drag queens. I've never said that in 9 seasons on the show.
You should say it again. Let's see if they clap.
Sticking with drag queens, everybody. I can see somebody. Where the hell's the remote? There we go. Sticking with drag queens, up next, RuPaul names the winner of the 16th season of the Emmy-winning RuPaul's Drag Race. It came down to Nymphia and Sapphira, and one final lip sync. Even if you don't watch the show, watch this lip sync. Take a look.
You look like fun to me. You look a little like somebody I know, and I can tell you how this ends. I'll be in your head all weekend. Shivers and butterflies. Shivers into your eyes, and I can tell you you're all in, 'cause I can hear your heart beating.
By the way, Aaron is going to have a dress reveal like that at the end of the show. The 2 performed Kylie Minogue's Padam Padam. Thanks to her balloon theatrics, like Nymphia went to take the crown. I love Sapphira. Look, I love both of them. Aaron may do that at the end of the show, too. Yeah. You can watch the whole season on Paramount+. It was a great final 2. I was happy for both of them. I loved, so are you ready to do that at the end of the show?
Yeah, I've wanted to be a drag queen for years. I worked in a bar that had I was staying in the back and there was a drag show in the front. And for my 40th birthday, I was like, please will you guys turn me into a drag queen? I just want cheekbones and really high boobs. That's all I wanted.
I had a similar 40th birthday.
my God,
That's right. Yeah. We'll be right back, everybody. Back in a moment. It's the only time the Jason Show is ever really scary. Coming up in just a little bit, Emily from Snake Discovery is back live in our studio with new friends to show us. And she promises what producer BB is referring to as a showstopper at some point. That and more when the Jason Show continues. Welcome back. Okay. Welcome back. Today, as we're doing the show, is Earth Day. Happy Earth Day. It is a chance to reflect on how we can improve our planet. And what better way to celebrate Earth Day than with snakes? That's right. Audience, give it up for Emily from Snake Discovery, everybody. Oh. Now, Emily, here's the problem I have right off the bat. They won't tell me what you're doing later in the hour. They're referring to it. BB in the meeting said it's a showstopper.
I would agree with that, yes. I don't want to give too much away, but I brought the best animal. You know, I brought animals that I've never brought to the show before, some with good reason.
Okay. Wait. Okay, anyway, we'll get to that later. Okay, let's welcome our first critter. What are we looking at here, Emily?
Well, I think you've got to be a snake lover by now, right? We've worked together for a while.
We've worked together, sure, Emily, whatever you say, yeah.
Yes, so I figured I'd bring some more advanced species this time. So this is a mangrove snake. It's a beautiful snake, you have to admit. I mean, with the
snake, it's a beautiful animal.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're also, like, very long.
Is it real?
Oh,
because
yeah,
it doesn't look real. Okay, yeah, it's moving.
It's
okay.
definitely real. He's checking out the camera, actually. They're very long, very slender, which in the reptile world means that they are arboreal or tree-living, tree-dwelling.
Okay.
So they're very good climbers. But the reason why I haven't brought one of these before is because they're known to be, well, a bit sassy and they're mildly venomous. Do you want to pet him?
Like executive producer Jeff. That's right, yeah. Sassy and mildly venomous.
Exactly,
Yeah. Do I want to what?
Do you want to pet him?
Absolutely not. No. What? No, Emily, sir. Now, why wouldn't you ask me that before you describe the animal? You know, you're
right, yeah.
telling me it's sassy and venomous, and then you're like, hey, want to touch it?
Yeah.
Can I touch its rear?
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Absolutely.
I'll just do that, yeah.
I really need to reverse those things, don't I? There you go. Nice.
Oh.
Doing it perfect.
You know what?
Nice. I mean, here, you can just grab this back half if you want.
No, I'm good. I've grabbed.
Are you sure?
I'm taking a break from grabbing back half, so I gave it up for Lent. But yeah.
Did you?
But can I make an observation?
Absolutely.
That out of all the snakes that you've brought here, well, first I think that's the first one that has venom, and number two, it's cold. It's very cold.
Yes, they're cold-blooded, so they kind of match whatever temperature they're sitting in. So right now he's a good, what's the studio at, 70, 72 degrees?
It's
23.
No, the studio audience would say 14 below, but yeah.
But yeah, to us, he does feel a little bit cold. He's also a bit wet because they're a tropical species, so I misted him off a little bit.
What does he eat?
You know, these eat lizards, they eat mammals, but they also eat a lot of birds. Since they live in trees, they have pretty long teeth to get through the feathers of birds. So that's kind of a fun fact about them, too.
We can put that one away. We're good on that one. Yeah, we're good.
All right.
One more shot. There we go. Give it up for the venomous snake. Okay.
All right.
Now, Leo, take a shot. Now, why are you putting gloves on? Why are you, what, now?
Well, so the reason why I haven't brought this next animal is because it also is a bit sassy, but maybe a little bit more so. So I'm actually going to wear gloves for this one. I'll be right back. Let me grab him. This is our next friend. Doesn't look too intimidating. He's very cute. He does look nice. Why? Now I'm not afraid of him. Oh, right. It's his teeth that you have to be most worried about. He does like to use them. But this is a monkey-tailed skink or prehensile-tailed skink. They have a very prehensile tail. It helps them climb around. But what makes them so unique is that they are very tightly bonded with family members, but only specific family members that they know and trust. And
just like me. Yeah.
Well, the best part is if another monkey-tailed skink tries to sneak into the family and they don't approve of it, they don't welcome him. And I'm not not part of his family, so if I didn't have gloves, I might get bit a little bit. I'm sure we have some in-laws that are relatable.
The Kardashians do that too. Yeah.
Exactly.
How old do these live?
There isn't a ton of knowledge on them because they aren't kept as commonly in captivity, but they can live to about 15, 20 years old.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and their parental care actually passes on to their offspring. They have very big babies, usually only one at a time, but scientists have said that their baby is so big, it's the equivalent to a human giving birth to a 6-year-old child. Yeah, like huge babies. Could you imagine?
Okay, that's about okay. Yeah. We have just a few more seconds. What does he eat?
These are strictly herbivores, so they only eat leaves. Yeah, they're not meat eaters. Don't worry. Do you want to pet them? They feel like a dead, dry fish.
Wait. Again, way to sell this stuff, Emily. Yeah, let me. Can you keep the mouth that way?
Absolutely.
Okay, just there you go.
There you go.
That's exactly what it feels like.
Right, thank you. I was trying to think of what they feel like on the way here, and the only thing I could come up with was a dead dry fish. I need something a little bit better, don't I?
Yeah, I know, it's good. Hey, more with Emily, including a chameleon, when we return right after this. Back in a moment. Welcome back. Here we are. We're back now with Emily from Snake Discovery. We're going to take a break from the reptiles. What do we have now?
I guess we're taking a break from lizards and snakes. We're going to mix it up a bit with a turtle friend of ours.
Oh, now see, now you're talking.
Yeah, right.
No, yeah.
But nobody can be scared of a turtle. They're adorable. So the two animals in this segment are not dangerous at all, I assure you.
Okay.
But turtles, I mean, I figured I'd bring this because it's Earth Day today, and we're all trying to find ways to help the environment. So whether you're cleaning up a highway or you're planting a tree, you can help reptiles too. Has anyone ever seen a turtle crossing the road?
Yes, and we've stopped. Colin and I, we're going up to the camp. We've stopped and moved the turtle off the road.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Do you know why the turtle does cross the road?
Why?
To find the Shell station. Of course. But if you if you would like to help the turtle.
They come complete with venomous snakes and venomous humor.
Oh,
I love it. Yeah.
Every time.
I love it.
His name is Shell Silverstein, of course.
Of course,
yes,
yeah.
Yes. So if you want to help a turtle cross the road, first, pull over safely, check out that turtle, and see which direction it's going. If it's headed towards, I don't know, this direction right now, then which way do you want to move that turtle?
That way.
Yeah, the same direction exactly. So pick them up, hold them like a sandwich, or if it's a snapping turtle, just grab them by their back legs. They're fine to help too. You don't want to turn them around though and put them on the side they came from because then
they'll go back to, they'll want to do it again.
Exactly, they have to start all over, so move them in the same direction. Don't bring them to a pond or a lake and let them go,
If it's a snapping turtle, can I just go like this?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just like a slow little, just a little push.
You could, you could even use like a shovel to move them across the road, but if you keep a shovel in your trunk, that looks suspicious.
I keep a shovel in my trunk, yeah.
It's for turtles.
Yeah, I keep a shovel in my trunk at all times. That's right. There we go. Give it up for the turtle, everybody. There we go. Okay. Now, what is,
Yes.
Now, see, again, now this segment I can handle. This is great.
Yeah, we're taking a break from
This is a chameleon, right?
It sure is, yes. This is a veiled chameleon. And, when we think of chameleons, what kind of environment do we usually think of?
Rainforest?
Exactly, yeah. The veiled chameleon, however, lives in Yemen in the desert-type environment. Super weird. You would never expect chameleons to live in the desert, but they do. And they have a couple adaptations that help them survive in the desert, too, from their eyes being mostly fused except for on their pupils, so it keeps sand out of their eyes. And their casque here helps collect water and direct it to flow down into their mouth. Super weird.
The little Howard Johnson steeple there, that's what that is right there?
Absolutely. Males have bigger ones, of course. So do you want to pet this one?
I'll pet. Is he? Would he mind?
No,
I don't want to be. Okay.
Yeah, she'd be just fine with it.
Is it a she?
This one is a female.
Oh.
Yeah, her casque is relatively small.
Hello, little lady.
And, the movies always make us think that they change colors to perfectly blend into their environment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they change all the colors of the rainbow.
Yeah.
Well, in all reality, they turn from green to brown, and that's about it. So it does help.
So this is a purple suit. If I put the creature on me, it wouldn't turn purple.
I mean, we could find out. Do you want to see?
Sure.
I mean, you kind of walked into that one. Let's see. Is she going to turn purple? Oh. I don't see any purple pigment. Not a whole lot.
Is this her first time on a gay person?
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
She looks a bit confused.
She does. She's very confused. Okay. There.
I can grab her off here.
No, she's fine.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
See, you're loving reptiles now.
Yeah, there we go.
Big step in the right direction.
You know, they don't urinate, do they?
I mean, they can.
They can, yeah.
Sometimes. It kind of comes
When
out
was the
when
last
they
time she
defecate.
went out? Yeah.
You know, we're going to find out probably soon. We'll see.
What do they eat? Did you go over?
Yeah, these are insectivores, so they only eat insects, but they have that long, as they're very well known for, very long projectile tongue that's actually twice the length of their body. She is checking you out, too. They actually have 360 degrees of vision because both of their eyes move independently of one another. So right now, she's looking towards you, but she was looking at me.
Girl, she's like, look at that gay. Look at that, yeah.
That is such a judgmental face she's got going
I know,
on,
she's
too.
judging me. Well, I would judge me too. Yeah,
She's taking a step back now.
Is she reversing?
Yeah, I don't know if she's...
I did put on cologne right before I came out. She might not like the cologne.
She might not. For a really cool lizard, they only live like 3 years, though. Very short-lived species. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a sad story. Okay, there we go. Well, when we come back, okay, you want to grab her real quick?
I'll let her sit just a little bit
Okay, great idea, yeah. When we come back, this is what producer Bjorn refers to as a showstopper. No one will tell me what Emily has next, but it's never been on our show before, and there's a gentleman in row 2 of our audience that can't wait. We'll be right back in a moment. Stay with us, everybody. No, oh my God, that's great. Welcome back. More with our friend Emily. More with our friend Emily from Snake Discovery, and okay. I usually get a card, and I don't really have a card for this segment. And what? Okay.
Well, then we'll just jump right into it, shouldn't we? Well, let's do it. This is a beautiful snake. You have to admit, very pretty.
Beautiful. I don't know. Yeah. What's so? Yeah.
So this one is a fox snake. They live right here in Minnesota, and I figured I'd bring her so we can relate, you know, again to Earth Day, how we can help the snakes. These are our friendliest snake in Minnesota, in my opinion.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Do you wanna hold him? His name is Jamie Fox. Go for it, go for it. Nice, you're doing it! Beautiful. Proof.
Right here. We're conquering fears today. Do you want to hold him? Oh. Paul, I'm so proud of you.
Take him back.
Okay, I'll take him back. Give it up for Paul, everybody. Okay. Emily! Emily, aren't you proud of me and Paul?
Yeah, you can take my job. You just convinced someone to hold a snake. That was fantastic.
That is Paul! I'm so proud of him! That's my buddy! Oh, okay.
All right. That was
this
fantastic.
can't be it, right? I know you well enough, and I know the team well enough. That's not my surprise, is it?
This is not the surprise. So I guess one quick fact about them before we move on is when these snakes do feel threatened, they vibrate their tails to imitate a rattlesnake. So that's kind of cool. And actually, you know what? That brings me into the last snake that I brought. Speaking of, let's trade here. We have, oh, hang on.
It's in a bucket?
Yes, it is in a very carefully labeled
Oh my God,
bucket.
and it's labeled.
Yes, it sure is. We're gonna set that right here. Okay. Oh, the studio got very quiet all of a sudden.
Are you kidding me? Paul left. I mean, it's like
nowhere to be found.
Paul's like, I'm getting the hell out of here after that. Yeah.
Now,
okay.
For this last snake, I mean, you're already standing back, so usually I have to tell people to take a couple steps back, but obviously I don't have to.
Are you kidding me? I want to be at Twin Cities Live right now. I want to be, yeah, okay.
So I have to use a couple special tools for this individual, but I brought you one. Don't worry. Here you go.
What is this, a shish kebab thing? Yeah, okay.
It's not the size that matters.
No,
it's how you
yeah.
use it, right? But I guess in this case, mine is bigger. Huh?
Okay, yours is
anyway,
bigger.
We're going to crack this lid open. All right.
I hear the sound.
Do you hear it a little bit?
Is that a rattlesnake?
It sure is. So we are going to pull her out here. And actually, we're going to have to ask our cameraman to take one more step back. Here she is. She is gorgeous. Here's our beautiful girl. This is a western diamondback rattlesnake. Her name is Sophia. She is super cute. I love these guys.
Aaron's daughter is Sophie, too. That's a, yeah.
How perfect. What are the odds? Same name.
Yeah.
Now, what's crazy about rattlesnakes is, I mean, these don't live here in Minnesota, but we don't want to kill these either. They are fantastic animals, very important for the environment. But they live down in the southern U.S. and in Mexico. But when rattlesnakes are first born, they don't have a rattle, believe it or not. They have what's called a button at the end of their tail. It's just a single segment of their rattle. And the way I remember it is they're as cute as a button when they're babies. And then when they
Yeah, they sure are, Emily.
Yeah, isn't she adorable? Look at that little face. Of course, when they're upset, they do rattle their tail, but every time they shed their skin, they gain a segment on their rattle, and eventually they have enough segments to be able to rattle. But you know what happens if a rattlesnake never does learn how to rattle?
No.
They have erectile dysfunction. Anyway, I think... You probably want to
what does she eat?
These are strictly rodent eaters in the wild. So a lot of rodents, they're free rodent control. So because of that, they actually help reduce the spread of diseases and they help clean up rodents. Actually, their venom is used in cancer and arthritis treatments. So they're very good to have around. So I'm sure you want a closer look. I can see you're very curious. So
I'm very curious.
Put her in here.
We have 30. Can I ask, all kidding aside, okay, John, enough of the close-ups of me being scared. I love you. Let me ask you this question. What are these, and I mean this, what's the technique? Why those two wizard wands? What's that?
So those are just to keep her at a safe distance away from me.
Yeah.
She's never struck at me before, but you can never be too safe when it comes to rattlesnakes.
Oh, yeah, that's my motto. Yeah.
And once they're suspended off the floor on the hooks, they stop moving as much because they think they're in a tree. So that actually helps keep them calmer and they're easier to handle on the hooks too.
There we go.
Put her on the table?
Nope, I'm good. You say keep her right there. Anyway, give it up for our friend Emily, everybody. To learn more about snake discovery, go to snakediscovery.com. We'll be posting this whole thing on social. We'll be right back. Back after this, everybody. Welcome back. Happy birthday to everyone celebrating in our birthday club. They get a pin, fast, and up to $20 of free play at Grand Casino. Hey, don't forget, you can sign up for the club at eventbrite.com or get that Eventbrite app. If you can't be here on your exact birthday, don't worry. We give you a few days before and a few days after to come to our studio and celebrate. We love it. It's been one of my favorite things in season 9. So come see us. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. Tomorrow, Leslie Miller will be joining us with some summer sipping suggestions.
Ooh,
we probably needed some wine today with a snake. Yeah. You, can I say, you were, let's give it up for my buddy here who conquered his fear. Right there.
Yes.
Now, I did notice something about you.
What?
You've been here on a snake episode before, filling in for Kendall. You were really brave in that last episode. The rattlesnake seemed to throw you, though. You wanted a distance between you and the rattlesnake.
No, I want the rattlesnake right next to me.
Oh.
I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I said, bring it on.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, initially, when it's just on its hooks, it's a little bit scary. But also, I feel like if I shook my tushy at it, we'd be just fine. We'd be best friends. We'd be like...
Is that how it works, Aaron? That's how you calm the snake down?
I have a lot of rings on my rattle. I'm good.
No, the snake is just fine right over there, right, buddy? It's just, that's a healthy distance. Again, tomorrow, Leslie Miller and more. So if you want to be in our audience this week, go to eventbrite.com and search The Jason Show. Right now, though, that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.